Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode of SpongeBob Now. Today, I will be talking about Jellyfish Hunter and the Fry Cook games. First, I'm going to talk about Jellyfish Hunter. Enjoy! SpongeBob is out jellyfishing in jellyfish fields. He catches a jellyfish, gently tickles out some of its jelly, and lets it go, naming it, 12E, on its way. He then spies a very rare blue jellyfish, the only jellyfish in the field he has never been able to catch and name, thus calling him, No Name. SpongeBob's attempt to catch this specimen ends in failure once again, despite having used himself like a rocket to get closer to it. Later, SpongeBob goes on his 5-minute lunch break at the Krusty Krab and puts the fresh jellyfish jelly on a Krabby Patty. A customer notices it and asks him what it is. After SpongeBob explains that it is a Krabby Patty with jellyfish jelly, the customer is eager to try it himself, so SpongeBob provides him with a dollop. Amazed with its taste, the customer sings a song proclaiming its greatness and plops jelly on the patties of all the other customers, who enjoy it as well. Mr. Krabs comes out from his office to see what the fuss is about. He thought someone was playing through Squidward's records again, and SpongeBob explains how he was sharing his jelly with the customers. Mr. Krabs at first considers tampering with the Krabby Patty recipe to be mutiny, but when the customer tells him that he will come back for lunch there every day for the rest of his life, Mr. Krabs officially puts the new jelly patty on the menu. SpongeBob is tasked to go out and gather as many jellyfish as he can. He is delighted to be paid for jellyfishing, but Mr. Krabs tells him that it is part of his free time. SpongeBob still agrees, though he asks Mr. Krabs to keep the jellyfish comfortable while milking them for jelly. Mr. Krabs secretly states to himself that he will keep them comfortable in his wallet, hinting that he does not care for their safety. SpongeBob catches several jellyfish, with Mr. Krabs demanding more every time until Jellyfish Fields is completely deserted. SpongeBob concludes that there are no more jellyfish to catch, and begins to walk home. As SpongeBob walks home, he feels that he is being followed. He turns around, mentioning that he feels like someone is trying to sell him something. The thing following him is revealed to be No Name, but he hides every time SpongeBob looks back. SpongeBob states that he is not interested in anything his hypothetical salesman is selling and rushes home. Upon arriving home, he closes the blinds of his windows in panic but soon laughs off the incident. SpongeBob then gets a strange call from No Name that only features him breathing before the call abruptly ends, with the line seemingly having been cut. Nervous, SpongeBob laughs it off as a wrong number call, but the lights go off shortly after and he laughs that off as well by stating that Gary must have forgotten to pay the electric bill. SpongeBob later sees a shadow that he believes is Gary crawling into the house and later into the kitchen, which SpongeBob thinks is a good idea as Gary would probably find food there. Shortly after, he enters the dark kitchen and sees a jelly patty where the moonlight is shining in from the window. He eats it at first but shortly realizes that something is extremely wrong when he finds that the patty contains blue jelly. No Name shows up and SpongeBob ends up captured in a jar himself by the blue jellyfish. It then takes SpongeBob to a secret factory farm, where he discovers that Mr. Krabs is forcefully wringing every jellyfish dry to increase his bottom line, draining, harming, and possibly killing them. Realizing Mr. Krabs' unscrupulous plan, SpongeBob angrily confronts him. Mr. Krabs claims that they are having a tea party which initially distracts SpongeBob, but No Name informs him of the trick and SpongeBob declares his intention to free the jellyfish. Mr. Krabs is shocked when SpongeBob suddenly picks up a pipe wrench, but he uses it to fix the squeaky bolts on the door, much to his relief. SpongeBob tries to set the jellyfish free but is unable to open the door to their cage. Mr. Krabs laughs and boasts of his sturdy voice-activated door that only opens when he says, "Open," which consequently opens the door. The freed jellyfish swarm over Mr. Krabs, who tries in vain to ride off on the bike used to power the machine before realizing it is only an exercise bike. The jellyfish then give him a mighty zap before flying off. Thoroughly charred, Mr. Krabs meekly decides to take the jelly off the menu. SpongeBob vows to never again let his net be used for anything except pure sports, stating that jellyfish are not meant to be kept in captivity forever. No Name gently enters his net, allowing itself to be caught. Touched, SpongeBob decides to name the jellyfish, Friend, and they share a handshake that ends up stinging SpongeBob, who laughs it off nervously as his hand proceeds to swell. Next, I'm going to talk about the Fry Cook games. Enjoy! The episode begins at the Bikini Bottom's Fast Food Coliseum, where the 21st annual Fry Cook Games are underway. The top contenders for the gold medal have traditionally been Mr. Krabs and Plankton. This year, however, SpongeBob has been chosen to represent the Krusty Krab, and is diligently warming up to compete. Patrick wanders by and also wants to compete in the games, but is shut down by SpongeBob, who informs him that only fry cooks may enter as competitors. Patrick scoffs at this, considering fry cooking to be no difficult feat, which offends SpongeBob greatly. After a heated argument, Patrick defiantly storms off, vowing to become a fry cook, while SpongeBob furiously intensifies his workout. Plankton soon enters the stadium and exchanges verbal fisticuffs with Mr. Krabs before revealing that he has also recruited a contender to represent the Chum Bucket and calls forth a colossal giant fish. The giant, however, is simply an intimidation tactic, as strapped to his back is Patrick, who, to SpongeBob's shock and outrage, turns out to have been hired as fry cook for the Chum Bucket nearly 5 minutes prior. Now standing on equal ground, SpongeBob and Patrick vow to outcompete each other, despite both feeling more hurt than angry. Mr. Krabs and Plankton then manipulate SpongeBob and Patrick respectively, fanning the flames of their charges' rivalry, inciting them to show no mercy in the coming games. In their first event, the deep fry pole vault, SpongeBob pulls off a nearly perfect jumbo, while Patrick only manages to land on the edge of the fryer and scald some audience members into fish sticks. Next, during the chocolate high dive, SpongeBob also does well, but Patrick is able to narrowly outperform him with his concentration and impeccable form. The events continue, the two competitors maintaining an even score all the way to the final challenge, bun wrestling. As the bell sounds for the fight to begin, SpongeBob rips off his robe to reveal a muscularly toned body, and then Patrick rips off his robe to reveal a suit first, then rips it off to reveal a muscularly toned body before leaping up and colliding with each other midair. They go at each other in fury, their grudges driving them more than their loyalty to their restaurants. They pull off increasingly dirty moves, practically torturing one another. Patrick licks SpongeBob's foot and makes him scream in fright, while SpongeBob then erases part of Patrick's name off his name tag, making him yell out, "My name's not Rick." Eventually, they end up in a grapple, each straining to bring the other one down, and they're about to finish each other off, until the strain finally proves too much for their pants to take. They tear away to reveal that all along, SpongeBob and Patrick each wore underwear in the color of his best friend, and they both cry and hug each other. Moved to tears, the two friends reconcile and agree never to fight each other again, mutually forfeiting the match and walking side by side out of the arena. This doesn't sit well with the spectators, Mr. Krabs or Plankton, who try to get them to come back and fight again while the crowd boos. Just before the episode ends with SpongeBob and Patrick leaving the arena, the latter notes that his underwear was white when he first bought it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos. Goodbye everyone.